Hola chicos! So today we are going to talk about the verb estar. This is something you know, but you don't know you know, but you know, but you don't. Alright, so let's start with estar. First off, what it means. So we have a verb, we have an AR ending verb, and estar translates as to be. Alright? Whoa, hold up, wait a second. Because I taught you that ser meant to be, yeah? And ser does. But here's the deal. In Spanish, we have two separate verbs that mean to be. We have ser, and we have estar. Here is the difference. In Spanish, we say that ser is used for what something is like, its physical characteristic. We use it to say where we're from. So, for example, la falda es amarilla. The skirt is yellow. It's its physical characteristic. We say that yo soy de los Estados Unidos. I am from the United States. Well, this is a little different. Estar is used for feelings and locations. And this is an old Spanish teacher mantra. I did not make this up. I don't know exactly who did, but I got to give credit where credit is due. We always say that for how we feel and where we are. I'm going to put this in here. Where we are. We always use the verb estar. So estar is going to be used to talk about how we're feeling. So emotionally, how we're doing, conditionally, how we're doing, and where we are currently located. So for how we feel and where we are, always use the verb estar. And we're going to talk a lot more about that later on. All right, so it's a little different from ser. Let's go to the conjugation. All right, so we're going to do that next. Let's fill in the conjugation. Well, it's an AR verb. Fantastic. So this is easy. We know how to do AR verbs. This is totally simple. All right, so let's go over here. We have yo, esto. So you chop off the AR, add the new ending. Yo goes with o, yo esto. Cool. So tú estás, él, usted está, nosotros estamos. Okay. Oh, that got a little big there. Let's make this a little bit smaller so we can make it fit. Boom. 13. Oh, still? Really? Oh, man. That's okay. Let's try that again. Boop. Yep. It's a little small, but we make it work. Vosotros estáis. And we know that accent mark goes over the A in an AR verb. Okay. Estáis. And ellos, ellas, and ustedes están. Everything looks fantastic, right? Huh? Guess what? Nope, wrong. Because estar is not an AR verb. Sorry, friends. It is an irregular verb. Uh-oh. Spaghetti-o. Yeah, it's irregular. It doesn't do what it's supposed to do, for the most part. So it's an irregular verb. Okay, like ser is an irregular verb. And you should recognize this because at what point ever have we ever said, since we're talking about feelings, yo estoy bien? Yeah, that's never happened. It's yo estoy. So what happens is in the yo form, you're going to add a y. Okay? Everything else is pretty much normal. It is estás, está, estamos, estáis, and están. But here's the deal. What makes this irregular is that in Spanish, that A is going to have an accent mark over it. Yep. That's not what I wanted to do. I want this. Well, you're not supposed to be there. Let's go down here and try this again. So, that A in estás needs to have an accent over it for it to be the right form. So we're going to do that. Yep. And I want it to be blue so it stands out just a little bit so you can see that. So we're going to change that up a second. So you can see that's irregular. That's not the way it's supposed to be. Okay? Same thing's going to happen down here. This doesn't say está. This says esta. But we want está. To make that happen, we're going to change the A to an A accent mark. Now, estamos is fine as it is. That guy's okay. Estáis always had the accent mark, so that's no big deal either. But down here in están, we are going to change that there. So what makes it irregular is that you've got the added Y. It's not yo estoy, it's yo estoy, which we've known since like exploratory Spanish. We have tú estás with an accent mark. Él, usted está. Nosotros estamos is normal. Vosotros estáis is normal. Ellos, ustedes están with an A. It translates just like ser. Yo soy and yo estoy both mean I am. It's the same thing. It's how you use it. And like I said, we talked with ser and estar or I should say ESTAR, focusing on STAR, things we are located places and feeling a certain way. So let's do this. Let's do some examples. I'm going to do these in blue since my little difference up there I showed in blue. So I'm going to say that I am not from the United States, but I'm in the United States. It's where I'm currently located. It's not where I'm from, it's where I am. So yo estoy en los Estados Unidos. Okay, it's where I'm currently located. How about something like this? Not a person, a thing, an object. The books. Oops, I'm going to make this in blue as well, and I'm going to want it to be bolded. Los libros are, it's where they're located, están, with that accent mark over the A. Okay, it's really big right now. That's okay. Ooh, I don't want that to happen. I want this to be smaller. Yeah, let's go here. Boop. We're going to make this back down to 12. Boop. There we go. Okay. Los libros están, because an inanimate object, a thing, is going to be in the bottom. It's plural, right-hand side. En la silla. Bam. Let's go over here to some feelings or conditions to show how we feel. This is normal. We've done this before. Whoops, why is it green? I want this to be blue. Yeah, yo estoy muy bien hoy. If I could spell hoy, it'd be amazing. Yep. Yo estoy muy bien hoy. It's how I'm feeling currently. Us being so-so. Okay? Showing how our emotions are at the moment. Nosotros estamos así. We're going to put an X mark over that I. Boop. Así. Another X mark over the I. Hoy. Boom. Okay, last thing. So now we have this battle in our brains because up to this point, every time I said to you something like am, like I am, or the books are, or we are, we instead of saying yo estoy, we said yo soy. And los libros están, we said los libros son. Nosotros estamos, we said nosotros somos. This is a brand new verb for us. It's new, but it's not new, but it's new, but it's not. So what we have here is context. There's a difference between the skirt being yellow and the skirt being on the desk. Maybe not in English, but in Spanish it's different. So let's talk about this. Let's do a translation, and I'll show you the difference. All right, so let's do the skirt is yellow. This is a form of ser. So we've got la falda es amarilla, because we're talking about the skirt itself. Over here, we're going to talk about the skirt again, but this time, instead of la falda es, it's going to be la falda está. I'm going to throw an accent mark over that A. That's super important on this one. Está en el pupitre. We're going to use student desk for this example. Here's a difference. All right, over here, when we talk about la falda being amarilla, we are saying, for the verb ser, that the skirt is yellow. It's what it's like. So what something is, what something is like is a form of ser. All right? Over here, we're talking about where something is located. And we're going to do more examples with these because there's some more stuff that goes along with ser and some more stuff that goes along with a star. But right now, our focus is going to be the difference between what something is like, physically, what it looks like on the outside, it being yellow, and where something is located. Its location in that moment in time. Not where it's from originally, but where it's located right now. So we'll do some more practice with this later, and this is a preview of things to come, but just FYI, this is coming at you. Your focus right now should be understand the difference between what something is like and where something is located. We're going to throw the other forms of ser and star at you later on in the year. All right, so questions, concerns, you know where to find me. Por el momento, hasta luego, mis amores.